Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about trouble and trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
the sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Once again, asking for your financial support.
Disgusting.
You're telling me that?
And we drop thousands of dollars down on the fans.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
I gave him a lot of money. Because I gave him a lot of money.
the sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
All right. Good morning or good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast. Welcome to midnight before noon. Well, where I'm at, it's still 10:30. So, welcome everybody. It's been a weird couple of days watching all of this come out. Let me move closer to my microphone. That might help. There we go. Switch that over, and we'll switch. Where is it? That's the one. That's the one. Okay, so I've got a story for you guys tonight. Most of you have probably heard it's been the news story of the year. One weekend, a little more than one weekend. There was what they're calling an insurrection at Capitol Hill. An insurrection. They're being melodramatic, of course. They're playing this up the most that they possibly can, but not to downplay the gravity of the situation here. What we had are people that were saying, you know what, why speak for them? Let's take a look at this clip right here. Already having to switch to the other overlay. Excuse me, Davey is not here currently. There we go.
Been doing hasn't worked. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Look at this. Evidence for FBI. Video is not available. YouTube has taken it down. And the time it took me to put this stream together. Yikes. Well, thankfully, just a second, chat, because I believe I had the foresight.
What? I know what
There we have it.
we've been doing hasn't worked. Yeah. So I'm going to put it out there. I'm probably going to go to jail for it, okay? Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. It's a trap. No! Peacefully. Fed. Peacefully. Fed. Peacefully.
Peacefully.
We are freedom. We are peaceful. That's what it's about. It's not about hurting. Sounds like a Fed.
Sounds like a Fed. It says Baked Alaska.
The next day. Hello, U.S. Senate. Yes, we have a fraudulent election. I would like to report. Yeah, we need to get our boy Donald J. Trump into office. Yeah, can we do that real quick? Oh, yeah? Oh, thank you. Let's go. And it's yoga season. Let's go.
Now, this video has been making the rounds, as you would expect. He is inside Nancy Pelosi's office, from what I've heard. And people are alleging the man on the left side of the screen is Fuentes. It is not Fuentes. Doesn't look like him to me, and Fuentes was wearing something differently entirely. So this is just Baked Alaska and some of his, associates, his friends. But, wow, whoa. So what has been the result of what I can only describe as a faux pas like this? Let's take a look at the Southern Poverty Law Center. The righteous Southern Poverty Law Center. Meet DLive, the live streaming platform used by Trump's Capitol insurrectionists. They're calling this a fucking insurrection, man. Ken Jones with $10 though through Super Chat. Hey boss, hope you're doing well. Been a minute since I caught you on. Yeah, I'm doing very well. Thank you, man. I could elaborate, but don't want to break it up too much. Appreciate you. Thank you. And yeah, so we're getting all of these articles out. Here's another one from Yahoo News. White nationalist Baked Alaska live streamed himself from inside the U.S. Capitol as he joined rioters. It's strange how now these aren't demonstrators. They're violent. I've even heard people on, of course, social media, who the kings of being melodramatic, screaming, "Oh, these are domestic terrorists." Funny how the people who burnt down cities weren't considered by these people to be domestic terrorists. They were peacefully demonstrating those cities to the damn ground. But now, as soon as we even entertained the notion of ruffling a few feathers from inside the offices of these fucking pricks, that's when they started taking shit seriously. That's how you know they could do something if they wanted to when it came to all of the cities getting burnt down. As soon as they had a boogeyman to flex on, which is, I think, entirely the point here.
I just got a free cheeseburger bite in there. I just picked it up and made it.
But at the end of the day, free cheeseburger bites and firm handshakes all around. Like, well done. I don't know what else we expected. I don't know what else anybody expected. This is exactly what the media would want here. Something to run with, something to further paint any dissidents as a bunch of radical conspiracy theorists, right? And then you look at how Lynn Wood, of course, suspended from Twitter now. As if it invalidates anything he might have said, instead of... I can only imagine how pissed off Pence was. Can you imagine? If you think, commonsensically, okay, maybe all of this is BS and probably Lynn Wood might be a little out there. Just, that's the most likely scenario in my opinion. Imagine being Mike Pence. Imagine being how pissed off he probably is right now. So I think a lot of that could explain a lot of it. But before we get into these articles here, check it out. Batman was at these protests. Get a load of this. Imagine what else could have gone wrong. Imagine how many people would have gotten hurt if Batman wasn't there. And the whores and the politicians will look up and say, "Save us." And Batman will whisper, "Of course. Of course." Well, I think he's there with the peaceful demonstrators. I think he's there with the demonstrators. Justice for George Floyd. It's good to know that the MAGA crowd still has, George Floyd, Saint George Floyd in their hearts. What a time to be alive. Let's see here. Radio Ruin with 499. Watching these soulless oligarchs cower in fear was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Yes, that has been the, I guess, the silver lining, the part that we can enjoy, is watching all of these pricks just, presumably hiding underneath their desks in fear. They're telling these people to get into tunnels. It was something Davey brought up on the Crockpot. Evidently, they were talking about using the tunnel system underneath D.C. to safely transport the important people around. Our brave leaders. Doesn't that make you guys feel safe? Just knowing that this is their reaction when confronted with the frustration of an entire generation. Like, these people, they don't realize there is a genuine grassroots frustration that if they keep sweeping up like this, it's only going to get worse. I mean, we do need to talk eventually. As much as I abhor everything that they've done, the military-industrial complex, the infringement on our rights, privacy rights, the way everything's just gotten sold and passed out to generations, or corporations rather, they're awful. But we need to have a discussion with them, because at the end of the day, no matter how it goes down, we're going to have a discussion with them regardless. And having it sooner than later prevents, any more of what we saw earlier this week, a few days ago. We want to minimize that sort of thing, perhaps get it to zero. In any case, so DLive, let's bring up this tweet of theirs. DLive does not condone illegal activities or violence. If you have found a channel that violates our community guidelines, please raise a ticket over at, and then a link. So, of course, as you might have expected, everyone pulls up clips of Fuentes and, oddly, not of Baked Alaska, which you think would be a better example, considering that from what I can gather, Fuentes did not go inside the Capitol. He seemed to have remained outside. Which, the smart move would be to not even go to one of these things at all. A lot of people were talking pretty crazy about this. It was all bark, zero bite. Like, you can't be talking like how these people were talking about what was going to go down on January 6th and come out as limp-wristed as they did. You got to go all or nothing, and they went in halfway and they got their shit pushed in. That's my take on it. And what else would you expect? Of course, they're going to become suddenly competent with their ability to secure a perimeter when it comes to these the people in charge and their desks, or rather the puppets and their desks. If I were to be completely honest with you, none of these people are actually in charge. That's just my humble little opinion. Now, I a few other things that have been funny about all of this. So, I have the video clip saved somewhere. I think it's on the Daily Grifter on Twitter. But here is a bit. Yeah, that'll be fine. Far-right streamer Baked Alaska stormed Capitol Hill while COVID-19 positive. Can you imagine how angry they are right now? Because think about how seriously they're taking COVID-19. All of these people in Capitol Hill are like, 70, 80? They appear to be over 100. Imagine how much they're in fear of getting the cough. So, there's that. And there is a video of him talking about it. And another funny thing, I'll segue into it. God damn, there's so many good clips from what happened. And yeah, here we go. Yoba season, let's go.
Let's tell Trump what's up. Let's call Trump, yes! Dude, let's tell Trump what's up. Trump would be very upset. And he'd be like, no, just say we love him. We love you, bro. No, he'll be happy. What do you mean? We're fighting for Trump. Hey, hold up.
I can't get an outside line. I can
call the U.S. Senate, apparently. Okay. Hello, U.S. Senate. Yes, we have a fraudulent election.
Here it is.
I would like to report.
I haven't seen the full
clip.
clip.
We need to get our boy Donald J. Trump into office. Yeah, can we do that real quick? Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Let's go. And it's yoga season. Let's go. Okay, America first is inevitable. Let's go. Fuck globalists. Let's go. You can literally.
The only thing missing, chat. Well, there's two things missing. There's pepper spray missing, because if Baked Alaska isn't on frame, there is likely to be some pepper spray nearby. So in order to confirm that this really is Baked Alaska, I would have to know if there was some pepper spray somewhere, or perhaps some milk. But the only other thing missing was a Keemstar donation. Of course, as some of you may know, Baked Alaska has been getting keemed from state to state, nationwide. Just Keemstar donation after Keemstar donation. And to those unfamiliar with what I mean by Keemstar donation, I mean it's a viral clip of Keemstar very viciously dropping an N-bomb. What can only be described as an N-bomb the size of what fell on Hiroshima, Nagasaki. But he's been going back and forth with our beloved figure, savior of the white race, Nick Fuentes. And we got to bring up some of this shit, some of the stuff that's been happening. So, Daily Grifter, we'll just keep looking at these clips because this account right here has been just documenting all of this shit perfectly. Okay, that's funny. I will admit, I'll give this guy credit where credit's due. That's funny as hell. There's Baked Alaska in front of a bunch of progressive activists holding a sign that says, "I can't read." I mean, a broken clock is right twice a day, right? Yoba season, let's go. Man, he's come a long way since he was hosting blood sports and, you know, spraying himself in the face with mace. I didn't realize that Nick Fuentes thought this about the siege. I'm still kind of coming across all these hot fucking takes. So Nick Fuentes yesterday at 1:56 p.m. the Capitol siege was fucking awesome, and I'm not going to pretend it wasn't. Oh no. Oh god, he is salty. He is fucking salty. Left by a mob, a lonely can of Axe body spray. And yeah, it definitely is Yoba season. No. Is this based, chat? Now this is fucking based. Is that fucking Sam Hyde? No, I thought somebody was kidding. That's Sam Hyde, isn't that? No fucking way. No fucking way. I don't know if he'll get away with it this time. Jeez. Let's see here. So many good clips here. Here's another good one. Yeah, Sam is taller. Good point. Good point. You should be chanting, "We believe survivors." That if you were chanting, "We believe survivors, we believe survivors." God, man. Yeah, no, this guy was probably legit afraid. Oh, this is great. There's a part of you that just you have to enjoy the entertainment value a little bit. Yoba season, let's go. I can't get tired of that. Let's see. Here's this here.
Will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation. 2020 has been a challenging time for our
Yeah, changed his tune real quick. Oh, they all changed their tunes real quick, didn't they? They're thinking to themselves, "Good God, thank God all these people were a bunch of dipshits. This could have gone so poorly." Did I not just see crying Jimmy?
Who else do you see?
Anyway.
I mean, I was there, not inside the Capitol, I will clarify, but I was there at the actual demonstration, and I saw the videos, and I saw the pictures, and I know Baked Alaska, I know he was in there. There were a lot of people in there, and if you looked at any of the footage from that, they were Trump supporters. And that's just a matter of fact that it was Trump supporters and not Antifa. But if you think about it a little bit deeper, why do people want to attribute the events of yesterday to Antifa? Why are people so desperate to say that it was a peaceful demonstration, the violence was a small group and we condemn that, or the violence was instigated or perpetrated by Antifa or these bad faith actors or something. Why is it that that is the sort of slave mentality of every Republican to say that, well, we just showed up to what? Do nothing? We just showed up to stand around like a bunch of assholes while our country was stolen?
Oof. Oof. I mean, do you really believe that it's being stolen? The game was rigged from the start. So that's my perspective. Can't be stolen if it was never given, if it was never ours. Oh yeah, and so I might as well bring up some of the things that I found. Amusing notions. About that. Amusing notions. That's an idea. That's an idea. Now, I've been wrestling with this idea that perhaps Baked Alaska isn't a fed, and maybe he's just a heartless clout chaser. Political clout chaser. So let's see. Even though, Donald Trump has now officially, bent the knee, so Democrats could bring articles of impeachment to the House floor as soon as next week. I'm glad they're focusing all that time that they have to impeach a guy who's already on his way out the door. Heaven forbid they spend their time trying to secure us that $2,000, right? No, that $2,000 is off the table now. That $2,000 isn't even part of the discussion anymore. I did like this take here. The essence of the contradictions is the ruling elites who plunder budget money and fight for the opportunity to print trillions of dollars in order to fool the whole world. Until recently, protesters in Belarus were heroes, and today you shoot your own citizens. But here is one of the screenshots I saw. You're not the only one. I imagine how Richard Spencer actually feels. He's probably not so mad. So CNN, oddly enough, they had these pictures for these three obscure people, but they didn't have a picture for Tim Gionet. Not even Baked Alaska. Tim Gionet. They put his real name there, not his handle. Instead of where it says the QAnon shaman for Jake Angeli. Far right activist. Doesn't say Baked Alaska. Weird. Considering that he's the most well-known person, for lack of a better phrase, on this little list here. So yeah, I've been leaning towards it. It appears as though he might be some sort of fed. But I'm wondering. Also, get a load of this. Get a load of this. Somebody hung up a noose in front of Capitol Hill. There's just, I might even make that my background image. Beautiful. Here we are.
I need to sue the bouncer for giving me COVID. Remember I said he was spitting right in my face. And that's when I had tested. I had literally tested the day before and was negative. And then that guy spit in my face. And then now I'm positive. I'm suing his ass. I'm suing Gilligan's. Fuck you guys. I need to sue the bouncer for giving me COVID. Remember I said he was spitting right in my face. And that's when
repeated. So, yeah, to those who can't remember, let's see if I can find the clip here. I think the best place to bring it up would be here.
All over my face. We'll talk to Scott about it. I'm gonna try to get my pizza done.
Just drinking in, folks. Drinking in. Just imagine if you had milk. He was in fear for his life. What a fucking sleeper hit. There we go. There we go. There's the man who loves and appreciates law enforcement. Here we go. Just turn that back down. It just keeps going, too. You know, he gets... Oh, and who can forget this part here? I mean, that looks like he's spraying himself in the face with mace, is it not? The Mace King. The King of the Mace. Alright. Switch over to that. Can you feel the grift? I've always felt the grift, sir. So yeah, we got this article from Yahoo News featuring Tim Gionette, better known as Baked Alaska. Here, I'll bring it up on the screen. Is a white nationalist activist and was among the insurrectionists who stormed the U.S. Capitol on Wednesday and breached security to enter. Now, if you'll remember, he did a video denouncing the alt-right, but, you know, it was only because his girlfriend made him. So, it's the Oba season. What do you think was going to happen? This is some insane shit. And then Southern Poverty Law Center, now coming after DLive.
I am so mad!
You'll notice, what was Richard Spencer up to? Yeah? One can only wonder. So we'll take a look at some more of these. Maybe this article real quick, just run through the headline. Maybe see if they have anything else interesting, kind of skim through it. Far-right extremists live-streamed on the fringe youth-targeted gaming website DLive on Wednesday during an unprecedented breach of the U.S. Capitol building that left at least 4 people dead and others wounded. I'm pretty sure, weren't those 4 people who were killed by police? It's funny how they omit that detail in this particular instance. Like, it wasn't the protesters or the riot or however you want to... It wasn't the peaceful demonstrators that killed those 4 people, right? I could be wrong, but feel free to correct me if I'm mistaken. Speaker, let's see. Hate Watch observed while monitoring the events. Well, they sure were watching, weren't they? White supremacist and neo-fascist have increasingly embraced DLive as a streaming alternative to YouTube, partly because its content seldom undergoes any rigorous degree of moderation. And then it goes into detail about the website's lack of moderation. Well, the reason they're on this website to begin with is because they've been banned from every place. And, you know, if you can't just stop traffic, you have to redirect traffic. And the same goes for the internet, same goes for just like how busy a city can get or a town. That traffic's still gotta go somewhere. These people are still gonna go somewhere. They don't just disappear. Much to their disappointment. And much to our delight. Can you imagine if we didn't have people like this to compare ourselves to? How would we sleep at night? Did DLive make money off of the streams from Wednesday? Yes, DLive takes 25% off of every donation. Oh, well, let's see. If that's the case, then how much money has Google made off of all these supposed extremists that exist? Quite a bit of money, yeah? Let's see. The other thing I wanted to get into. It's been funny watching it unfold. Now, I recognize that. There we go. So, to those who haven't been paying attention, Baked Alaska has been macing people, like provoking fights and then macing people and live streaming it for the last several months cross country. And he's had seemingly no authority figure to come in and go, hey, you can't do this. And the irony here is during most of these, what they call content spray clips, there's typically a donation of Keemstars being played an audio clip of Keemstar screaming the N-word very, very loudly and very angrily. I've got a video of this. Hold on. I mean, maybe we shouldn't play, because he drops that hard R like nobody I've ever heard. Like, I hear him say the N-word, and it makes me feel black. But anyway, he had this to say. Dear at FBI, one of the people inside the Capitol yesterday is Baked Alaska. He's a banned YouTube streamer who starts fights on streets. Then as soon as the punches are about to be thrown, he maces people and runs away like a pussy. Then he includes this tweet here. And then it's the clip we've all seen. Okay. That's him. That's him. Get him, folks. So, Nick Fuentes, you're scum, dude. I can't wait until they ban your YouTube channel and destroy your platform, you fucking slave. Enjoy your 30 pieces of silver. He's a Judas, folks. He's a Judas. I don't... In order to be a Judas, you have to be on somebody's side, right? You had to have been, like, their friend at one point. You're not just a Judas because you tattle on somebody. Oh no. So we get in a good Fuentes versus Keemstar story arc at the beginning of 2021. How lucky are we? So let's skim Fuentes for some of these hot fucking takes, because I bet you he has a ton. Here we go. Hundreds of thousands of American patriots storming the U.S. Capitol. Yeah, I'm thinking we made America great again. We made America great again. We did it for Trump. Well done. I for one, can just file this as a success. Is this what he meant by winning? We're going to get tired of winning. We're going to win so hard. We're going to keep winning, and we're going to get tired of winning. That's what we're looking at right here. The inevitable conclusion of winning nonstop. We fucking did it. We saved the West. Okay? Matter of fact, here. I know there's... Oh. I can't remember it. Is that it? Something like that. We did it. Victory, chat. We have won. I mean, is this peak optics? Is this just irony? Is this irony? Do we not get it? Am I not getting the joke? Am I not sensing the irony? I don't know, folks. But how does all of this lead to making America great again? Here's another good one. Here's another banger. He retweets Trump here. People were willing to die for this man, and he just threw them all under the bus. That's the only thing that's shameful about the events of the past 36 hours. I'm sure the usual suspects suggested that this was a good idea. I hope Trump reverses course for our sake. We can still... There's still time to trust the plan. There is still time to keep trusting the plan. To keep moving forward. It's not over yet, chat. Biden is not our president. I think I now understand why Tucker Carlson didn't stick his neck out for Trump during Stop the Steal. People who stick their neck out for Trump seem to always wind up with their heads cut off. Well, no fucking shit, Sherlock. Here we go. Former First Lady Michelle Obama calls on tech companies to permanently ban President Trump from their platforms and put policies in place, quote, to prevent their technology from being used by our nation's leaders to fuel insurrection. They're so melodramatic about this, and they definitely want to lay this down at his feet, even though, like, Trump wasn't really active in this whole thing, as far as I can figure. Oh, but his rhetoric, oh my god. And, the woman that was climbing into the window that got shot in the head. Now, when a criminal is detained by police, they're not expected, you know, like, they're not afforded that level of, well, she was trying to climb in the building, we had to protect her, we had to protect the building. You know, that's what they normally say, these protesters, when it's one of theirs, that it's just a building that was being protected. When it's the McCloskeys on their own property, with people screaming things about wanting to kill them, these people were vilified nationwide on cable news, on social media. They were on their property, and they were not allowed to protect it. They were vilified for brandishing a gun at the peaceful demonstrators that had just ripped off their fence. Right? So it's no surprise how much of a difference, how much better they feel for themselves as elites when somebody tried to climb into a building they weren't allowed into. Somebody was trying to climb into a window, and yes, in my personal opinion, yeah, there was no need to just shoot this chick immediately. They could have easily made some sort of attempt to de-escalate the situation. And I say that because that's what they would have said if the shoe was on the other foot. So it's sad, quite frankly, that a woman died. I don't think a lot of people had any plans to do much more than to get loud and in their face. But this is how seriously they're taking it. And perhaps everyone else should start taking it as seriously as they do. Anyway, kind of a bummer, but I mean, we do get Baked Alaska making an ass out of himself on a global scale. I mean, let's go ahead and pull that out real quick. So when people were saying that, oh my God, you know, law enforcement, where they were taking selfies with the rioters, that they were calling them terrorists even. But then they forget that just, I don't know, a night after, various cities were burnt down, businesses left in a pile of ash, people beaten in the streets, that when the National Guard came out, here I'll bring up the pick in question here, that when the National Guard came out to stop them, to confront them, to say, you can't do that in our town. You can't just burn cities down. You know what they did? They fucking submitted. They got down on their knees in submission. Not in, what do they call it? The word escapes me. It wasn't done, you know, to heal wounds. And maybe some of these people were mostly peaceful. But in that very city, on that very block, there was violence that night before. And these people were there to stop it. And what are they doing? Taking fucking photos. So, when I see this right here, cops are taking selfies with the terrorists. You know, get fucked. Get fucked. There's so much dishonesty going on, and it just gets so tiresome. Like, how much more can you continue to go? Look at there's a separate set of standards for them as opposed to us. Like a broken record. It just keeps turning. No way. No way. Okay, here's a good image right here. The guy walking away at the podium. Yoink. Making America great again. Well, you know, I decided I didn't need a big screen TV. I needed the president's podium. I'm going to have a YouTube channel. Johnny Arcade, I think that is the most appropriate take. The whole thing was just like watching a dog who caught the car and didn't know what the fuck to do with it. Exactly. Like, all right, we're in the limelight now. We've got their attention. What do we do? Fuck, I don't know. What do we do? They should have yelled justice for Harambe. Or some, I don't know. They should have had a plan, some sort of plan. Fun-loving shenanigans, chat. That's what you should always indulge in. Fun-loving shenanigans where there is no loser. You know, maybe Stone Cold's right, a champion. They should have just brought like some sort of champion. In Minecraft, of course. Well, the whole thing's in Minecraft. Everything's in Minecraft. Let's see. Going through a few more of these. I've just found this whole thing astounding. World leaders. I loved this. I love seeing this trending. World leaders condemn disgraceful scenes at the U.S. Capitol. World leaders can kiss my fucking ass. I don't know. I think most Americans share that sentiment. I really don't give a damn what world leaders. I don't even care what my leaders think. What do you think of what? Oh, you know, the Saudi Arabian prince said that he absolutely ashamed of the actions of America this last week. Fuck off. Fuck off. Like, I give a flying fuck what any of these people think. But I wanted to share, yes. Let's get back to the DLive thing. I forgot about this. So, DLive does not condone illegal activities or violence, blah, blah, blah. So they hid some tweets. Take a look at this. Oh, there was 3 of them. Now there's only 2 hidden tweets. A little too freaking late, mate, given you've knowingly been hosting white supremacists for months since they were banned from Twitch and YouTube. And then the other one, this is hidden. This is just funny to me. Haven't seen one. They're all behaving. They're trying to cover for you, bro. What are you doing? But specifically, maybe I had it here. They had this one too originally. Well, you can just read it from there. Up here on the top right. Maybe that account got banned. Latino Goy. But I love this one right here. We're going to ruin your platform and there's nothing you can do about it. Fuck. Just watch it. It's like, what a shit show. It's like everybody is throwing shit at each other and all of it sticking. Oh yeah, well the whole thing was done for photo ops, in my personal opinion. Okay. Yeah, release the UFO and alien info. Yeah, that's what we need. Yeah, there is a good that really encapsulates this entire thing. No way, I just found a picture from the other side of the door. Right there, man. Now, that picture on the right is a good picture. Nice to know Benjamin Netanyahu was there. There we go. I knew something was off. So yeah, a little bit of these people going off on one another. It's been kind of amusing to watch all of it. Let's see. I know I had... yeah. Let's go.
So, with all that said, you guys, do I still have your attention? Yeah!
So, I cut off right there just for Susan. But, you know, Keemstar has been having that clip pop up everywhere. It's ubiquitous with this particular sphere on the internet. So it looks like with America First finally going at odds with Keemstar, that perhaps there will be an osmosis, a schism in this sphere of the internet. One can only hope. For God's sakes. Would it be Jive Turkey? Jive Turkey. You know, Maybe I should change my name to Jive Turkey. So yeah, it definitely is an attention getter. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. So Baked Alaska is no longer a lover of law enforcement. He perhaps thinks that they're maybe not so important. I can't believe this picture. Like, this is killing me. That picture right there, like, it's too much. How is this even real life? Give a friendly wave. And a lot of these people are facing, we'll just say they're facing some jail time. I'm seeing things, people say 10 years. We get it. We get a Keemstar Twitter video. Let's go ahead and bring that up real quick.
Yeah, just one more thing I want to say on this. To these Baked Alaska fans that are like, Keemstar's an informant, Keemstar's a snitch. Bro, I'm not in the mafia, all right? I'm not an affiliated gang member. I'm a citizen, bro. What are you saying? What are you saying? You're gonna label citizens now as fucking rats and citizens as snitches? I'm not I'm not in the gang, bro.
Fair enough. I expected something a little bit more spicy. And that's okay. So where to from here? Like, where is the way forward, chat? Is it perhaps all of the media companies banning Trump, and then all of this will just go away? As I said earlier, you don't just get rid of traffic. It goes somewhere. Those people, all of that frustration, it's going to still exist regardless. We had Batman. We had the DLive article. Get back to the article real quick. There's another part I just found. How much... There's a whole section. It says in bold font right here. How much money has Nick Fuentes made on DLive since the 2020 election? DLive donors gave Fuentes a whopping $43,822.86 in just the last 2 months of 2020, according to Squire. Oh... That's sad. We truly live in a society. How will we sleep at night? Anyway. Where are we at? Time-wise. It's been about an hour. Oh, not even logged into the right account here. Hold on. Still have my Crockpot stuff. How are you guys doing, chat? I haven't been reading chat all that much since I've been kind of just rambling my mouth for the night. Or for the day, rather. I mean, I hope you guys are all staying safe and, more importantly, staying smart. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. These events culminate in nothing good, as we have seen. Don't go. My advice would be to stay far the fuck away from any of these things. Or at the very least, don't do anything illegal, especially on camera. Like, definitely don't do anything illegal, but definitely don't do it on camera. Like, hell, what kind of shit is that? Let's see, we had Croco and Valentine with $2 through Super Chat. Sup, everyone. Sup, Croco. How you doing, man? And we also had PK with $10. Australian, I think. I never stop trusting the plan, boys. Trump is clearly playing 4K HD chess and waiting until the 20th before he drops the real bombshell. Man, at what point do people... It's sort of like with the people who buy into the cult of science without question, right? Because science is something you can demonstrate, but the type of unquestioning faith they want you to have in just whatever the top brass say, it's like that type of fascistic demagoguery doesn't really buy into science. Science is supposed to encourage you to think for yourself. demonstrate and be, create a hypothesis and test hypothesis and come to a conclusion based on what you've seen. But the same thing, when the people who, you try to tell them, at what point for the mask do you start questioning it? Do you start thinking that maybe the authorities are full of shit? At what point? And they just don't have a point. They're like, no, I will believe this until the day I die. And it makes you wonder, at what point with the Q people are they going to go, oh, this whole thing was a LARP that wasted everybody's time? I mean, at first it was funny and mostly harmless, but then it got a little out of hand, in my opinion. Nobody with $5. 2020 proves terrorism, censorship, and authoritarianism will get you everything. Restraint, atomization, and the moral high ground will get you nothing. It is the sad truth of maybe reality in general, unfortunately. I mean, hell, what's the point of supporting I don't know. I'll keep that thought to myself. It's all those damn fascists. Yeah, that's right. Maybe we should just start playing their game, being the victims. Oh no, these horrible fascists. Oh, these racist people. Did you see that Jim, thinking you mean Medicare, has called for a fatwa against the government on his new BitChute channel? No, that would be news to me. Use your vote wisely, it matters. Does it matter, though? Does it matter? I live in a place where the outcome made me go, all right, this thing's bullshit. No fucking way. Exactly, more like an episode of Monday Nitro, and everyone is the NWO. And I have to reiterate, maybe I should point out, the $2,000 that, they were debating for weeks whether or not they were going to hand us dimes instead of pennies. $2,000 instead of $600. Never forget that these people ruined everybody's lives nationwide for 9 months. A whole year if you want to get technical. As far as I'm concerned, what the average American income is something like $60,000. They owe every American $60,000. That's my asking price. So when they come out here and say, well, $600, but we might give you $2,000. Do you think they're even entertaining the idea of giving us $2,000 now? They're going to take this one event and go, well, you guys need to be punished now. Even those that didn't go. The bag is not secure, folks. We just got absolutely fucked out of the $2,000. So, we love our cops, law enforcement. There's also a funny video I found on VHS Archive. I think it's this one right here. It's just a great interaction with police. My advice to you is to do the exact opposite of what this guy does when talking to police.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
You got some ID on you?
Yes, I do.
Where's your ID?
I did not enter the Capitol building yesterday. It's in my back
Did you
pocket.
say that?
No, but I assume that's what this is. Is that what this is?
Where's your ID at?
In my back pocket.
Which pocket?
In the back right pocket. Yes. Can I ask what it's about then?
Yeah, you already know.
What is it? I didn't go in the Capitol building.
Should have opened your mouth. Where's your ID at?
In my back. But I expected this because one of my friends did.
This is what you get when you expect it, my friend.
Is there any evidence or proof? I didn't go in the Capitol building. I expected. My friend said to just leave. I never went in. I couldn't stream. I couldn't go live.
The last thing you want to do when you talk to a police officer is, I didn't commit and then list a very specific crime. I didn't steal from that store. Oh. I'm not here regarding that, but now I am. What store are you talking about? Now I need to ask. Don't fucking tell on yourself like that, you idiot. I don't know this person, by the way. Lols. So the update here, it says they are actually looking for someone that can be heard in my stream from yesterday saying they're going to storm the Capitol again, but I have no idea who said that, according to Lols. So, yeah, I just saw that clip and it made me laugh. Like, don't tell on yourself like that, you moron. What are you doing? I love that clip. I love that clip. Well, you know, you put in work. Unironically, chat. Isn't there an Ethan Ralph meme about about Purple Diesel? You sure there is? I'm up, you up. Oh. What's that guy even been up to? I unironically have that. Anyway, I'm kind of following a little bit of it, but I was disappointed that he wasn't out there in DC. Would have been such a much better event with a Ralph Mail. Like, with Ethan Ralph there, can you imagine how much shit would have happened? They would have dragged his ass out of there with him screaming, "You want to holler?" It would have been amazing. Because he has a knack for escalating situations. It would have been exquisite. I have no plans to do anything that is outside the realm of what a friendly, good citizen does, sir. I'll have you know. Customer button 20. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, a little bit of the "do you know who I am?" According to the World Economic Forum, we're going to limp out of this system by Q4. Well, that's optimistic. It's less than a year. Trump should just pardon the Patriots before he leaves. Oh, he threw him under the bus, man. Now it's his excuse for going, I want none of this. I'm just going to leave. He never ended up going. Yeah, that's what I'd heard. We saw like the, on location reporting. I was hoping, let's kind of see what kind of production quality they're putting out these days. I was anticipating that a little bit. Oh my god, I just remembered something. Has anybody here seen him on a more humble show? Nay, a church called Kermit and Friends. Does anybody here know what I'm talking about? Now, I stumbled upon a rabbit hole, chat, that I don't have the amount of time to get into it in the time I have left to stream. Yeah. But it's a wild ride, man. So I came across it. I forget I can't remember if somebody sent it to me or I saw a link somewhere. But it was a stream with about 300 views. And Ralph comes on it a few times, and he takes a few callers. Nothing too crazy. There was one guy that screamed, "It's not true," and rattled a pill bottle. That was pretty funny. But what was more eye-catching about this show was the assortment of guests and the comedy videos that they I don't know what else you would call them. But it was a fucking rabbit hole. Apparently this chick used to be a writer for Howard Stern briefly, and there was a video of her getting trash talked by like Howard Stern, Jimmy Kimmel, Lisa Lampanelli. It was a bit brutal, to be quite honest. I believe she was a nude model at one point. Like, she's the female version of a jack of all trades. Well, is A-logging just, kind of distantly paying attention to a fire as it's smoldering in the distance? One can say. Okay, she dated Benji. She never wrote for Howard. Okay. See, my lore was a little off. So she apparently has... I don't know how true it is, chat, because I went through the rabbit hole once and came out the other side going, do I really want to go back and confirm all of this being true, or do I just want to walk away and never think about this person again? But from what I was reading, her father has a Kiwi Farms page from, like, I think 2015, and he's a vocal age of consent advocate, I think. And I think I'm saying age of consent advocate, and that's not actually what he is, and I think you guys can pick up what I mean by that. That's not specifically what kind of guy he is. He's a honest Frank, they call him. And so I came across that, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to come back later and read up on this guy. So it's the new assortment of characters. Like, we're reaching, like, Kumite 4.0 at this point in the story arc. It's amazing. He's an Adult Swim fan. There you go. So yeah, I'm seeing now that some people know what I'm talking about. It's, from what I understand, I keep saying that because I feel like I might have some of it wrong, and I have had a few details off so far. But I believe she was on the Kill stream and did a blood sports against Beardson, and I haven't watched that yet because who the fuck cares about Beardson? Like, I don't even mean that as like a diss. I just mean generally, like, why? But yeah, whew. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up, guys, because I got work here in a little bit. Gonna make myself some lunch, and probably just hang out for a few hours. I got a thing I'm working on. So you guys have a nice evening. I think, let me check before I leave. Yeah, I can't agree with that, actually, so I did miss a... Zench with $4.99. So, Wild, how bad do you think things will get within the next few years? Well, things, as they say, things get worse before they get better, for lack of a better term. Who can say? I mean, how long is it going to take before things just kind of, I don't know, get reasonable, don't get too crazy, where we're back working our normal jobs and just able to go to a concert or something? I mean, it would be nice, but I fear that these things are a thing of the past, that they'll just keep things going, that things, this is the intended outcome, that they want people to feel frustrated and they want people to storm the Capitol so they can further restrict the people even more, what it seems like to me. But hey, I hope that's just cynicism speaking. There we go. Got it. Anyway, you guys have a nice night. Thank you. Or no, a nice day. It is 11:40 where I'm at. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you all later.